Okay. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. Free Fridays. I call this free access Fridays to the lives. Bienvenidos, bienvenidos a estos viernes en el cual me gusta estar aquí mostrándoles un poco de lo que está pasando con el mercado, que es una locura en este momento. Give me a second. I just have to share this link with the team. So, no trades going on right now. No tengo ningún trade. A mí me gusta dejar que el mercado abra. I like to let the market open. Es a bilingual channel, right? Speak both English and Spanish. Hablo inglés y español, así que va a ser un canal bilingüe. One second. Just gotta get all my peeps ready. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. Give me a second here. Delete. Paste. There we go. Come join me live. Forward this to the live team. I hope you guys can hear me. Setting everything up here. Hello, hello, hello. Oh yeah. Decided on my home office here. Bang, bang, bang. We are live. Pin, pin. Sorry, just setting up the team. Hey, good morning, Felix. Volvimos. What's up, Jonathan? Fuerte y claro. You guys can hear me loud and clear. Good, good, good. What's going on? All right. This market is nuts right now. That drop overnight. Esa caída de noche. Woof. Let me zoom out a second. Auto zoom. All right. So, a ver. This is Thinkorswim. I analyze on Thinkorswim, and I have. Tengo aquí. All right. Wow, look at that. From last year, right? Last year, we had in April, desde abril del año pasado, I took a Fibonacci. So these are Fibonacci levels, right? So again, take this as free learning to you guys. So Fibonacci tools, we usually use them here, and we go from, let's say, last year's low. And think of these as percentages, right? 0 to 100, de 0 a 100. Piensen así como en porcentaje, right? And we go from here to here, desde del bajo del año pasado, last year's low, to the high of this year. And we have targets. Yesterday we lost this. See how the market hit this right here? This is a previous buy zone. Camilo, good morning. What's up, brother? Welcome, welcome to this free live. So we're gonna see if we can take some trades today. But this market is just insane. Este mercado está de locos right now. I hope you guys can hear me good. We throw on some music too here. Let me see. See if we can get some little music going on while we let the market open, develop, give us something, right? No need to rush into a trade. Okay, okay. But yeah, these Fibonacci levels, like I was saying, if you go from 0 to 100, usually it gives us these specific price points at the percentages, right? Anything that goes up 100%, we usually look for a 23%. If it breaks that 23%, then 38%. If it breaks this 38%, we're looking for 50%. So what we're talking about is if something goes up 100% and usually it starts to pull back in these markets, these are key price levels, right, in regards to percentages. So 23%, 38% of the rise, 50% of the rise. We went past 61 and 65%, which is what I call a golden pocket. And we actually, once we broke there overnight, this was overnight. This is insane. Look at this drop. Oh my God. We went down to the next key level, which is 78.6% of the drop. So we are at a key level where the market should hold, but that should, with everything that's going on, is kind of crazy. Plus today, aside from the tariff news, de las tarifas, de los aranceles, y todo eso, aside from that, we also have news. So normally when I like to look for news, I go to Forex Factory. Cuando quiero ver las noticias que se esperan el día de hoy, I go to esta página, llama Forex Factory. And then it gives us the economic calendar for the day. So Friday, today we have Fed Chair Powell speaking at 11:25. Hoy a las 11:25 de la mañana, we have Jerome Powell. Él es el presidente de la Reserva Federal. He's the president of the Federal Reserve. So be careful around that time. We also have some reports that came out. Tuvimos unos reportes esta mañana. Unemployment rate. This is key. El efecto, right? The usual effect. If the actual is less than the forecast, the actual is less than the forecast, it's good for the currency. It was a little higher. So that should have been good for the market. But again, overnight news as well in Europe didn't help the market. So today we got to be careful with this. Okay, so let's look at what we can see. How many minutes have passed? 9:40. All right, we can start setting this up now. Let me just throw on some tunes. Something chill, something relax. Let's see this. Cool. So some of that. All right. So what is it that I like to do in the mornings? In the mornings, lo que me gusta hacer, o en la mañana, lo que me gusta hacer is plan out both of these markets. These are the only two markets I like to trade, which is the MNQ, the micro Nasdaq, and the MES, which is the micro S&P 500. These are futures. We trade futures and we buy contracts. Okay, we buy contracts. I am using this platform. It's called TopStep X by TopStep, which is one of the firms that I am funded with, and I also like to get more funding from them. So right now I'm working on what they call combines. The music is louder than my voice. Ooh. All right, hold on. About there, better? A little better? Let me know, let me know. Too loud, too loud, too loud. No me escucha. Can you guys hear me? How about now? Is that better, James? Hold on, desktop audio down. How about now? Yes, a little better. Yes, yes. I think it was the desktop audio that was too loud. A lot better now? Okay, cool. Fuerte y claro, much better. All right, cool. I just want to make sure you guys can hear me well because we're going to get now into the planning, right, for our trades and how we like to plan. So the first thing was, the news. Here's the news. Second thing I like to do is, let me zoom into the NASDAQ and then we'll do the ES. So second thing I like to do is mark these lines right here, right? I'm going to bring hold on, not that one, this one. This red line is going to identify for me throughout the day what we call this pre-market low. The pre-market usually starts from 6 p.m. last night to about 9:25 of today. Then I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to put it at the pre-market high, which is right there. And I'm going to label it pre-market high. So I have this big range for the day. That's kind of a huge range, all right? So we got to be careful. Now, what's the next thing I like to do? The next thing I like to do is, as always, I like to wait for the first 15 minutes of the market to pass. We still got to wait 2 more minutes. So it's 9:43, you got to wait 2 more minutes. But while we wait for that 15 minutes, let's look at the 5 minute. I'm going to auto zoom here. And I want to see the first 9:30 candle. This is the 9:30. See how it says down here? 9:30. And it's on the 5 minute time frame. So I'm going to say 5 minute. All right, this right here. I'm going to go ahead and grab. Cool. Grab this right here. Bang, bang. And I'm going to make this little box, right? And I'm going to put the color. I like color coordinating stuff, and so that way I know what we're doing. Estoy planeando el día, all right? My people who speak Spanish, estoy planeando el día. Estoy planeando el día. Estoy cuadrando los primeros 5 minutos. We still got to wait 1 more minute para la vela de 15. This one right here. All right, so we got to wait 1 more minute. So I did my pre-market high, pre-market low. Ya hice el pre-market high, pre-market low. Ya hice el cuadro de los 5 minutos. Let me extend it a little bit. Now let me go to the next market, which is the ES. I love trading the ES market. Why do I like trading the ES market? Because it moves a little better for me right now since this market is so crazy. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to zoom in. Actually, first this. Right? Nope. I always grab the wrong one. There. Nope. I have so many lines there. So bang. Pre-market low. And pre-market high. Yeah, no need to rush into a trade. Let the market develop, do what it needs to do. This is a pre-market low. Cool. Now I'm gonna hit auto and it just brings me closer. Me trajo más cercano. Again, this is Top Step for everyone who's coming in. Hector, buenas, buenas, ¿me escuchas? Okay, good. All right. These guys who are here on the chat, these are all students. I love these guys. I know they're all doing what they need to be doing. So be careful today, right? All right, 5 minute candle. Set up 5 minute candle right here. All right, and then let's go to 15. Do we have our 15? Sí, ya tenemos la de 15. Good. So we have the 15 minute candle. Let me do this. I'm gonna go ahead and put purple on it. All right, so we are trading inside of the what we call opening range. This is the opening range candle, the 15 minute candle. We normally don't like to take trades in the opening range. I like to see it break below or break above. So again, I said no rush into any of this. We have to let the market develop. Let me see. Felix Torres locked out green since last night. Yeah, man. Good job. A lot of people took, a short last night and it went really well. Like I'm actually green too right now. Took a nice short yesterday, and green on this account, 25.10. So that account is all set. And then I have this other account I want to work today. Just the same deal. But again, we're planning our day, right? We're letting this develop. So on the ES side, the market is still inside of these opening range, these boxes. I do not like to take any trade inside of that. I like to have the market make a better break or break. Make that decision for me whether if we're really going to continue to go down, lower, or higher. With all the news, the negative news, I mean, it's a lot of selling pressure even overnight. Even right here, right? When the London session started, that was nuts. It just tanked the market. And again, what kind of news? If you guys ever want to see what kind of news up to date is going on, this Top Step platform is pretty good about it. Like if you go here to Traders Hub, it gives you up to date news. So Trump, China played it wrong. They panicked to the one thing they cannot afford to do. This was just, wow, a few minutes ago. Traders short-term interest rates futures bet on 50 BB. April, traders. So all the news is here, right? U.S. unemployment rate, all that. So, and the economic calendar news as well. So, second here. Let's go back to the charts. Yeah, we're still trading. We are still trading inside of the boxes. Whoa, what happened to my boxes? Go away. No, it did. It went away. No, I didn't save them. What's going on? Second, guys. Oh, no, we're in the wrong thing. MNQ. Okay, MNQ here. Oh, no, I got rid of all the boxes. All right, hold on. Let's get in again real quick. So good. It's practice, I guess. So again, pre-market low, real quick. Pre-market low. Pre-market high. Just mark that real quick. Buenos días, Ernesto, ¿cómo estás? Sí, no le di save, my bad. It's alright, we'll get it done real quick. So 15 minutes, vamos a hacer, let's just clone this real quick. Clone. I'm gonna bring this down and it's going to be this candle right here. Again, we're still trading inside of this opening range. I don't like it. So I still don't want to take a trade there. So forget it. Let me see. Forgot to invite some people over. Okay. You guys have questions, just put them on the chat. So 15 minute, 5 minute, let's see the 5 minute. This is the 5 minute right here. Okay. Now we're waiting for, you know, breakdown, right? Or breakout. This is the NASDAQ side. Bring this over like this. And yeah, we're still in a waiting period to see if we're going to continue to go down today. I mean, a lot of the news is not positive. It's really not. So we're waiting to see if it's going to continue to come down. Aside from that, I guess we just keep waiting and keep planning. Let me do this. Now the MES side, which is the S&P 500. Hey, Ari, what's going on? See you there. Thank you, man. Thank you for the blessings. I appreciate that. God bless you guys too. Just plan the day. Again, if you just got here, I like to do this every morning. Identify where these key areas are. Pre-market high, pre-market low, do the range. And then I like to wait for the first 15 minutes to develop. Put a nice little box to help me identify that box for the day. This is the 9:30 candle. Bang, bang. I like colors. So my color for this is going to be purple. I go to 5 minutes. And my color for the 5 minute is going to be right here. But that color is going to be blue. Cool. Once I have what I just did right there, right? I wait. Patiently wait. Because we're going to apply a strategy called the orb or the opening range strategy. We do not trade inside of the orb, the opening range. We don't trade inside of it. I want to see a clear, very clear, right? Breakout. Hold on, where is it? Here we go, arrow. I want to see a very clear break, right? Retest to then continue. Okay. Or I want to see the opposite, right? In case it goes the other way. I want to see a break, retest to continue. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that. But because of all the negative news, maybe more, I'm aiming more towards the drop. But again, like, you can't be biased. That's another thing you want to learn. Oh no, this market is falling, I'm just gonna short it. No, you can't be like that. You gotta do what the market is telling you. Okay. Josie, what's going on? Oh, I know that's not Josie. That is Big Will. Big Will, what's up, Will? All right, so we're waiting. Again, I like having the oh man, both of these are M. Hold on. So on the left hand side, I like having the micro. Hold on. On the right, MES, which is the S&P 500. There we go. And on this side here, the micro Nasdaq. All right, so now we're patient. Let's zoom into 2 minutes. Give us a little better information here. I have my 1 and my 1 right here. These are the contracts I want to either buy or sell. Just waiting. James says that retest into the 5 minute or 15 minute. I mean, it all depends. If you're scalping, it's usually into the 5 minute. If you're day trading, you want to hold it a little better. Then you would wait for the break of the 15 and retest of the 15. So people who are scalping right now, I'll give you an example, right? Good question there, James. They're looking to either short, right? The break of the 5 minute. This is your 5 minute candle. Break, retest, and then they're looking to short. So let me go to 2 minutes. But there's no follow through, right? See? Break, retest, down. But I need to see sellers stepping in on a 2 minute time frame. There's no sellers. And again, we're inside of the orb, so I'm just waiting, being patient, being patient. Patience helps, okay? Patience helps a lot. Da, da, da. You guys can hear me well, right? So again, on the right-hand side, we have the S&P 500, micro, not the mini, the micro. On the left over here, I'm looking at it on on my screen, and this is my left, this is my right. And if you have it set up like I do, right, which is in the platform is like this, you choose the two, then it would also look like that for you. It would look left, right. Let me say hi to the people here. Let me see who joined this live. We got Jonathan, my friend Jonathan over there in Honduras. We got Felix, Camilo, James. James is out in New York, New Jersey area. What's up, James? We got Héctor. Hey, Héctor. Ya volviste de las bueno, ni vacaciones. Ya volviste o no, todavía estás por allá. Don Ernesto. We got Will. Will's out in Spain. We got Ari. Ari, you still down in Florida? Probably, right? All right. See? So we're waiting. Be patient. We have to be patient. Give me a sec. Just know this for the morning for a little bit, and then I'm gonna let it run. Ari is in Orlando. All right. Good old Disney area. So let's look at this. This is a hell of a drop. Okay. If we go back, this is Thinkorswim now. I went back 1 year, right? Pretty much April 19th of last year was the low here for this S&P 500 future. And this market just skyrocketed, pulled back, went up. We were in the staircase, right? So as the market is going up, it takes the stairs. When the market pulls back, it takes the elevator. So there's the elevator, okay? So a lot of people are alarmed. You know, the news always likes to overhype things and say, oh my God, recession and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, we could enter one. But if you look at the bigger picture, to me, this is beautiful. I like it because the market needed this breath. Let's zoom out even more, right? If we zoom out even more, these dotted lines are where the year starts. So this was the start of 2025. 2025, and since January till now, wow, what a major drop. But what people forget is that for the past, let's say last year, right? 1, 2 years, the market, all it did was they pumped this, right? During the Biden administration and then during elections, it was nuts. And we were talking about this last year. I was talking with a lot of you, the people who are here on the live, right, on the chat, who are students. I said, hey, look, I don't see the market falling. This we talked about last year. I don't see the market pulling back or falling back because we're in an election year. And during an election year, they're not going to let this market fall. But after the election, next year, whoever wins, right? We were talking about it. Whoever wins, it could be, it could have been, Kamala. It could have been, Trump. Trump won. But we were talking about that. Even before we knew who the president was, I said, listen, during the election, they're not going to let the market fall. After the election, that's when they're going to say, okay, cool, we got the election. It's all said and done. Whoever takes over the office, they're going to come into a very bearish kind of sentiment market, where this is the year where we can see, the pullback. I don't think we're going to see a straight unless there's like super, super bad news and then, this whole trade war gets even worse. But I mean, this is pretty bad. This is a pretty bad drop in just 4 months. However, compared, right, this drop compared to how much it went up the last 2 years, again, I'll do the same thing, right? Fibonacci levels. Learn these Fibonacci tools. They're pretty nice. In regards to percentages, porcentajes, right? It would be from this low. So think of it as the 0. 50% to 100%. So this market went up all this 0 to 100. And as it pulls back, there's key levels it's trying to pull back to. The first key level here is the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement. That's what they call it, Fibonacci retracement. What price was that? 55.39. We broke through that. It's still trying to come down to this 38%. So out of 100% that it went up in the last 2 years, it's pulled back about, let's say 30 something percent, 38%. Is this considered a market crash? No. A market crash is when the market falls from the top, whatever the top was, down. Right now, you can see the little box. In the box, it says 15.57%. That is a correction. That's called a correction. Anything above 8% is a correction. A crash is when we get to 20%. So around here, around this price, 4,900. There you go. Now they start talking about it. Oh my God, market crash, 20%. When it hits that 20%, it could accelerate down. So with Fibonacci's, right, from 0 to 100, all these key points are key points where the market can come to, bounce, get rejected, drop again, bounce, structure up, down, up, down. But if they do have a target for this year, right, from January to December, if they do have a target, I would say this area right here, which we call the golden pocket, would be a good target for it. Now, is it going to drop drastically like that? I don't know. Nobody knows. If anybody knew, you'd be a billionaire, right? You'd be this guy right here. Also, should we buy the fucking dip? No, not yet. So, bang, 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 bang. But again, the market will structure. These are higher high, lower low, lower high. We're making a lower low, and so on and so on. All right. So is this really, really bad for the market right now? No, the market needed it. The market needed a nice pullback to breathe, right? It needs to breathe in order for it to, down the line, continue to go up. Okay? It's crazy to see that 5-minute range has 153 points. Yes, sir. It's very crazy. That's why I only trade now, or try to only trade, the micro S&P 500. The Nasdaq there, Ari, it's just 100 and something. I mean, we weren't used to those. And again, we're still in the range. Do I want to trade inside of this thing? Hell no. You're gonna get chopped out. I do not want to trade inside of this range, because when you think the market is going up, they pull it back. When you think it's going down, they bring it right back up. So right now it's very undecided, and I think it's very undecided because of this. Jerome Powell speaking at 11 something. All right. There's a lot of fear. Everyone's waiting on this guy. For those of you who do not know who Jerome Powell is, most of you on the chat here should know who he is. Call him Papa Powell. This guy right here. Him and the current president, which is Trump, have the most influence right now in these markets. Tiene la influencia más alta en este mercado en este momento. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anytime these guys speak, believe me, they move the markets. They move them a lot. So we're waiting for him to speak. Él es el presidente, right? He's the president of the Federal Reserve for the North American side, right? They have nothing to do with government. They're their own entity, okay? But anytime he speaks, because he's the one that, with his team, right, they talk about either raising the rates, the prime rates, or lowering the rates. So when he speaks today, based on what's going on currently with the market, right, this big ass drops, they're gonna ask him if he's gonna think of lowering the interest rates, because right now with the tariffs, los aranceles que están pasando, it's killing the market. So to him, he's gonna speak and say, what his thoughts are. Is he gonna raise rates? Is he gonna lower rates? Is he gonna leave him alone? Normally, if he lowers the rates, the market will react positively. But if he says, nope, we're not lowering the rates yet, I don't see the market, or I see the economy still, doing very well. A lot of people think this is the economy doing bad. This is not the economy doing bad. The economy doing bad is when we start getting into these numbers. Like, okay. So that's it. His influence and what he says can drive this market lower, or it can finally have this market after so many. These are weeks. So many weeks of just straight down. Maybe catch finally a breather and bounce again. So that's why the market is doing what it's doing today. So we're waiting for that, waiting for this break. I want to see a break, retest, and go. Over here, it's retesting that 5 minute. So anyone who's scalping, I'll show you a little scalp. All right, you get in one contract here on the MES. We're taking the scalp. Why? Because we broke. See the 5 minute? Broke, retested, and we're trying to see if we can break below and come down to this red line. Anyone who remembers that, I labeled it earlier. That's the pre-market low. All right, so we're gonna see if it breaks. It's just one. This is a scalp. It's not a day trade. I should have bought it here, but again, I was waiting for it. I'm gonna place my stop right here. Okay, the retest again, and I want to see some follow through. If there's no follow through, again, it's a scalp. I want to get the hell out of this. But if I see follow through, we're gonna let it go down towards this target right here. Okay, 52.50. We might see it go to 52.45. To me, the fives are key levels. You guys will learn that as I keep teaching you. All right, there we go, $48. Let me zoom into this. 43. I'm gonna start bringing this down. This is a scalp again. I'm not looking to hold it as a day trade, but it's a scalp. All right, seeing a break there, but not big enough, right? So let me see. I'm gonna protect myself at the top of the candle, the open of the candle. This is where this candle opened. $78, 100. All right. When we are at these levels, I like to bring this down to $50 at least. I want to lock in $50 on this quick little scalp trade. I mean, it took less than 2 minutes on that. I'm locking in at least 53. If it keeps going down, we have targets down here. Let me see, 44. 44 is a key. If it breaks 44, we might be going to 25. It's 93. If it breaks over 100, I'm going to move it another $20. There we go, another $20. Okay. I'm going to keep chasing this. Chasing it. And this is a scalp. This is scalp. 90. So 108, 118. All right, let's lock in at least $100. Order filled, $100. All right, scalping, really in, out, in and out, in and out. That was a quick $100 added to the total already. Now, it broke. So this is for scalping. The blue is for scalping. The purple is for day trading now. It broke below, but I want to see it go. I want to see this break. I don't want to chase it now because it's been falling too much. I want to see it break more. I want to see it come and retest, and on the retest, I will follow through on the drop. Okay. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Ronaldo joined. There we go. How you do today, Ronaldo? You done for the day? You locked out? Who's green? Who's green for the day? Everybody green? All right. So we're waiting. again, that's that. Let's go look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ's breaking here too. I like it. So both these markets, they're very similar to each other. Close to passing. How close are you to passing there? Hey, what's going on, Matt? So far, so good. Nice. I like it. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so break below. I'm gonna identify some key levels. Usually, to me, I have key levels I like to identify. For the NASDAQ, we just broke below a key level, which is this one right here, 18,808. Those of you who are on the chat, you should know because I've taught you the key levels and why I have them as key levels. You guys know the sauce, the secret sauce. So we're breaking below there, but now let me identify the next key level down, which would be 700. So that's 8. It's 908 right there. That would be the next key level to go down. Is that a little retest I'm seeing there? Retest of that key level. Break, little retest. Yeah, you know what? I'll take it.
Order filled.
So a little break, retest of that key level. I'm going to see if they're going to follow through down to this 908. If they don't, I want to get out of it real quick. I'll put it on this candle. I'm only going to give it, say, $100. Can we get, see, it's rejecting at that 18,008. Looking to see if it's coming down to 17,908, which is another 100 points down. $35. From there, if it falls there, we're looking for 8. Where is it? 808. Another 100 points down. 42, 43. Now I want to actually put my stop. It's not following through. I need it to follow through. Follow through. You know what? 0 risk. I'm going to risk 0 on this trade. Let me zoom in. See the key level here, 17,908. That's where I wanted to go to, 82. Again, I'm not going to be dumb. If I see over 50 bucks, I'm going to go lock in those 50 bucks at least and let this run. See if it keeps going.
Order filled.
And got me out, 50 bucks. Another quick little scalp based off key level, 18,808, 908. Do I think it's going to go down there? Yes. It's just I'm being very careful today because of Jerome Powell. And I'm already up significantly on the day, and I don't want to give any of this back, or at least most of it back. Okay? So, that's what's going on. Camilo said, I'm green and I'm out. Good job, man. Good job. I love it. But yeah, this is what we do. I mean, as always, I want to invite people on Fridays. I mean, I do this privately with, the group that I have. Do this privately Monday through, Friday. But Fridays, I'm going to open it up to the public. I can't always promise it's going to be me speaking right here live with you guys. But you will see me share my screen. I'll type in my thought process, right? I'll put where I'm trying to go short, where I'm trying to go long. You'll see my trades as well. Like you'll see where I went short, where I went long, where's my stops, where's my thing. I usually like, this is more of scalping mode for me today because of what's going on at 11 something. It says 10:25 Central Time, but it's 11:25 Eastern Time, tiempo este. So that's why I'm like, let's be careful. See, break retest. This is a nice break retest again, but the candle just started. I don't trust it. This is another thing I like to look at, the time, right? A minute 41. Happy Friday, Camilo. Enjoy, man. I know you're always busy working, so good stuff, man. You're green, you're out. I like it. Bang, bang. But yeah, I like to do this. I like to do this. I do this privately, so I do it with, the students who are part of the membership programs and stuff like that. And I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, I invite you to, right? Or invite your friends and family. For the guys who have taken, I mean, and be honest. Do you guys feel like you've learned a lot from what I've had to teach you in regards to the way you took your classes, right? This is what I'm talking about. These live sessions, they're 100 a month. You can cancel anytime. You can try it out for the first month. If you feel like you like it, it's good, which is these lives. If you don't, then you can cancel anytime. But then there's the other way. You can do one-on-one coaching. That you have to be put on a waiting list. And I also have to speak with you in regards to your, what is your objective in trading? Do you want to be a professional? Do you want to treat it like a business, right? If you want one-on-one coaching, then we can talk about like maybe some one-on-one coaching, and then what that would cost in regards to what time you need. You can also do the boot camp. A lot of the guys who are on this chat, they've done the boot camp. They took a 2-week, 10-hour course with me. We went over everything I got to teach. And then we also have the pre-recorded courses, right? English and Spanish, and Inglés y en Español. But this is the 4 ways. There's 4 ways to join the pack. And then learn the trading, learn this skill where you can make good money. You can make really good money, but it takes time. Okay, it takes time for you to get the hang of it, understand everything that I'm going, teaching right now. All these little green and red candles, and these lines and the volume and understanding market structure, all that stuff. It takes time, but I'm telling you, it's worth it because it's like anything in life. You go and you educate yourself, whether it's at a university, college, or whatever level, right? When you get out of there, you come out with, your degree in whatever profession it was. Now, do you have a guaranteed job? No. Over here, you spend some time, right? You learn it. Say it takes you 2 years to really, really get it down. Do you need to go apply for a job? No. You already have the skill. You start working right away. You start making money right away. All right? So, think of it that way, okay? Think of it that way. Now we're bouncing off. We're back on this key level and above the key level, right back into the orb. Okay, so I don't want to short this, right? I'm looking at this 34, 33. Normally I would say, hey, we broke. We're retesting. Let's take a short. But I don't want to take a short because there's people buying. And this is a key level for me. Until it doesn't break below this key level again, I am not going to try to short. I'm also not trying to go long because there's a lot of selling pressure right here. Selling pressure on this here. So there's another key level where 100 points above this. So 18,001. 108. Right there. All right, there we go. We got some sellers. But the candle just started. I'm not going to trust that. Until the candle finishes, I'm not going to trust the short. And I want to see it fall below this key level. You'll see the key levels, what I'm talking about right here. 18,108, 18,008, 17,908. 100-point increments. El mejor, no, I mean, por ahí Will es tremendo también. Will was one of my first students. Will got into this a long time ago, and he is a beast, right? When I'm talking about Will on the chat, you'll see him as Josie Bossy. He loves his daughter, so he uses his daughter's thing there. But yeah, no, he's a beast too. If you guys have any questions, you can type it on the chat. Tienen preguntas, alguna pregunta o algo, on Ernesto, anybody. I want a short, but I want to let this candle finish. We're below the level again. Almost below the level. It needs to go under 8. Might want to take that short, to be honest. 25. I want to let the candle finish though. Don't rush. 21. 17, 16, 15. Don't leave without us. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next candle. I'm going short.
Order filled.
We need this follow through. All right, so what are my targets? Okay, so here I'm going to be alone, leave it alone. What are my targets? 17,908. I would call that my TP1, right? Take profit 1. TP1. So, whoa, that's kind of big. All right, take profit 1 is right here, right at this 17,908. Where's my take profit 2? It's 100 points lower. So 808. I need this to follow through though. This last minute right here. These are 2-minute candles. I need this last minute to follow through. And again, what we got was the break of the opening range. Break where? Down. Where's the retest? Right here. This is the retest. And then we're trying to see if it's going to follow through. Now, normally, this is just one little micro contract. Normally, our stop has to be, if I'm entering at this key level, I have to give it a whole key level as well. I have to give it 100 points, right? That's why I only trade with micros, because with the mini, it's too much. With the mini, it's $20 for every point. So if I'm giving it a mini and I'm giving it 20 points, that's $2,000 instead of, 200. So that's why I trade with micros. I go in with 1 or 2, and again, we add up. We keep adding and adding and adding. But the idea here with the opening range is once it breaks below, retest, we're looking for the follow through, because the opening range should act like our ceiling for the day. It's that ceiling for the day. So, and we're structuring down, right? We got a higher high, lower low, lower high. We're looking for a lower low, or maybe even a lower low, right? Retest of these lower lows. We're also following the trend of the market. The overall trend right now is going to crap, going to shit. S&P está cumpliendo. Let me see. Oh man, that was even better. The S&P was even better. Look at this. Bang, bang. All right, let's see if the S&P can pull us down and give us what we're looking for. At least this 100 points. First, take profit. This was a better entry on the S&P. All right, I'm not gonna. Yeah, and it was at a 45. The 5 level 5, and then we would go down to 25. Yeah, that was a better entry. I think it's gonna give us our target, TP1. TP2 would be down here. Matt, you got into the short? Good. What price? Did you get in at 52.45 or what price? here. Oof. I go a little heavy here. Little break.
Order filled.
Break of this low. I'll put my stop up here. And I'm looking from 25 to 505. Yeah, right there. Let's go. Follow through, follow through, follow through. $52.52. Woo! That was nice. Yeah, we're sinking. We're sinking. Follow. If we break this low, we're crazy. We're cratering. Nice. I don't want to give it a chance to bounce. Here you go, 74. It's my rule. Put it at the top of this wick. First take profit right here on the NASDAQ side. On the ES side, we're looking for 505 now. We're here too. I'm not gonna be dumb. 30 bucks. So they're alone. 64 bucks. Yeah, almost 70 bucks, but we're looking for this thing to just flush. Woohoo! Let's go. Let's go. All right, we're almost at first take profit right here. And over here, we still got some room. We still got more room to go from 25 to 5, right? So 52.25 to 52.05 is 20 points. Over here is 100 points. Almost at that. All right. We're at the first take profit. Let's see if they bounce it there, or if they keep going through it and go into the next one. Another 100 points down.
Order filled.
All right, got us out here.
Order filled.
And it got us out here. Good. Nice. Nice. Yeah, the market's looking weak. Looking weak. We're just taking little stabs at it. When you see money, take money. Right? The whole idea of what I teach and the philosophy behind of what I teach is you don't need to make a lot during the day, because the whole idea is I want you guys to get consistent with going in, out, making whatever, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks. Take a few trades throughout the day. I say no more than 3. Right now I took probably 3 trades with you guys right here. So to me, I think that's good. I should be done. Don't want to give anything back, right? Don't want to be greedy. Don't want to keep going and below where I already have, but I know I wouldn't, because I'm very meticulous about like how I do my trades. Now, if this is gonna turn for me into a day trade, right? So for this account, I'm just gonna lock it out. Done. All right, done. This account I haven't worked on, so I could probably work on this account. So I can start taking some trades on the next account. If you're done with one account, good. You weren't replicating, right? Which is the whole philosophy of what I like to teach. Replication, and then, do what you got to do, multiple accounts, consistency. Why? Because even $50 a day times, let's say you have 3 accounts, that's 150 bucks. Or we just made a quick, I don't know, 3 trades, maybe 200-300 bucks. I can't tell you because I was already up on the day. But let's say 200 bucks. You have 3 accounts, 600 bucks. Okay? That's the philosophy behind all of it. So small wins, they all add up, right? Little wins, even $20 here, $20 there, $50 there, they all add up. The idea is for you to get good enough at those small wins where you can replicate against, a whole bunch of different accounts. And that's where you'll see the real money, because you're taking advantage of the big, progress that you're making slowly across all different accounts. All right. So if I was to leave you guys, because I do have to do some other things right now, I'm going to leave this on. I'm going to see if I can set up a day trade. I'm going to take this quick short right here.
Order filled.
This is my other account. My target would be, let me zoom in. This is a mini. I'm going to take a mini on this. And again, I could take minis because this is a big account, 150K account. The bigger the account, the bigger risk you can take, right? So I'm looking for this market to keep coming down. How much more? The power of Fibonacci, right? If we break below this low, I'm looking for an extension down to the rest of the day. This 78. This 78 or this 100 right here. It's 3 grand. Now where's my risk? My risk should be right there. So in regards to risk to reward on this big trade I'm taking for the rest of the day, taking a short trade from here, this is my risk, this is my reward I'm looking for, right? Based on Fibonacci retracement and Fibonacci extension levels on a market that's super weak. That's how I plan it. That's how I'll leave it. And then that's it. Do I recommend you guys do this? No. I'm just showing you what I normally do now with the experience I have on bigger accounts. Take bigger trades. See, I'm already up on this a lot. On these accounts, look at this. Almost ready to pass these accounts. I have a whole bunch of other accounts that I can pass, but in regards to these 2 accounts, I only have to get them to 159 and these 2 accounts are passed. I've passed so many of these Top Step accounts. I've withdrawn so much money from them as well, right? Like once you're funded, you can withdraw so much money from them that it's crazy. So come and learn. Come and learn. I invite you to keep learning. To all of you who are on the chat right now, who also are my students, wish you guys the best. You know, I'm here as a extra support for you guys, and I want you to keep the discipline, right? This is just me being me. This is me trading the way I trade, right? I try to help you guys build a simple consistency, but if you guys ever want to see how I trade, right? Like I've been around for a while, right? I've been trading for a long time. This is how I look for my money, okay? Do I really need to make the money off like teaching and stuff like that? No, I make my money off stuff like this. As I'm copying here, also doing it on another screen to like another like 10 accounts. All right, but for this live, I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of what it is that I do, how it is that I teach, what it is that I look for. There's so much that I can teach and pass on to you guys that I want to, right? Like this is my passion. I love trading and I love teaching people who are, you know, ready to learn, right? And take this challenge, right? Because I love it. This is like figuring out a puzzle every day. Every day is a puzzle. I'm trying to figure out how I can make money with what's going on in the economy. And then also have this money make money for me. Is there any risk to me right now? No, I'm using, right now, I also trade my own personal accounts. Right now, I'm not trading my own personal accounts because of what's going on with the economy. But I'm still leveraging and taking advantage of what's going on with the economy on this drop by using prop firms. Okay, so you go, not bad. See, I'm gonna let this go, and this turns into a day trade for me. I'm gonna see if the market just wants to go for those levels that we're looking for, right? 51.40. Will it get all the way down there? Only time will tell, because look at the side. Oh my God. See, even on my Thinkorswim where I use code, its thing is just selling off. Let me see 4 hours. Yeah, we're about to break that key level. This demand zone is about to turn into a supply zone, meaning where people are buying. It's looking like it wants to go down here. 51.50. 51.50. 51.40. All right, so let me bring this up. 51.50. Bigger Fibonacci there. That's it. I'll let it run. If it drops to that level, good. If it doesn't, then I know where I have my risk. This is my risk to reward. I'm risking 2,100 to make 3,200. Okay. And as the day goes on, if I see that it's not really following through, I'll just take whatever profit is making for me, right? Right now it's 125. A little while ago it was like $500. But again, I have to trust my analysis. I have to let this do what it's gonna do. And I have to be okay with this. I'm okay with my risk. I'm okay with my risk because if it breaks here, then it's just gonna go higher. But this is my risk versus my reward. And I'm just gonna let it go. Okay. We could see a double bottom here, or we could just see break lower and go towards the target that I have. I want to go with the trend. I don't want to go against the trend. The trend is down, so I'm gonna let it be. We might see if this bounces, right? If it does bounce, we might see it come back up maybe to this level, and then maybe drop again. Again, it's something I'm gonna let it run. Let it run. Let it do what it wants to do. I have my plan. I'm okay with my stop loss, okay with my take profit, and I'll just leave it like that. Okay? That's it. That's it for me here live. I'll leave this running. But again, it's always a pleasure. I invite you guys to continue educating yourself. Come join us. Join us live like this, Monday to Friday. Very, very cheap. $100 a month. That's not even like $3 a day. So why not? Come continue to learn. Also, at nights I do the classes 7 to 8. And I go over the day. I go over projections. We do stuff like that. So cool. Everybody on the chat, thank you. Thank you guys. Let me say thank you for joining. And thank you for trusting me with your education. Thank you, okay? And again, we're not buying the fucking dip. We're not buying this fucking dip. We're fucking shorting this dip, the shit out of it, all right? Price of a coffee a day. Yes, Marlon. Price of a coffee about, not even, $3.33. Freaking Starbucks coffee is more expensive than watching me trade and learning the fun of how to make money. So, this is tea. I take my cup. It was a gift. This was a gift. Hold on. It was a gift by Jonathan, one of the guys who's on the chat right now. Thank you, Jonathan. See the hat? Become a wolf in these markets. As a wolf, you're not a bear and you're not a bull. Bulls make money when they buy. Bears make money when they sell. Right now, the bears are making money, but as a wolf, you make money both up and down. Come become a wolf, all right? De nada, Ernesto, de nada. Everybody, Matt, nice seeing you. Ernesto, ya saben, bienvenido siempre. Marlon, and a half an egg. Yeah, definitely a half an egg. Chicken eggs are so expensive. All right, cool. I'm checking out. I'll leave this on, but I myself will be disappearing. I'll see you guys. Have a good one.